Hello, UBC fans. Almost said the wrong league name, but it is your boy J Specs back again for another interview. And like I did with the previous interviews, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you. This is my good friend. What is your name, sir?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Shinryu Johan, coach of the Shinryu Pikachus.
Ah, there we go, right there. Shout outs to him for being part of the Clean Logo Club. My boy Alcoholic Gamer, my boy Kai, hooked him up like he hooked up a lot of you guys. Hashtag Jack, me and Doge. Hooked up the bee's knees as well, just not for his logo, just for his channel art. But yeah, check out Kai as well, people. Now let's get right into the interview. Johan, what exactly do you like to do on your channel, my friend? What is it that you bring to YouTube?
I bring diverseness to YouTube. I mean, me personally, I've been behind the scenes producing and whatnot on YouTube for my significant other Twisted Missy's channel, and I felt like it was the time for me to step out of the shadows. And I do a lot of Dragon Ball plays, showing off fighting ability, Naruto, Pokemon, obviously, and Disney Infinity. Even though it's RIP'd, I just try to really show another side of gaming. A more minute side of gaming.
Man, listen here. I like it. I like it a lot. You can't be cookie cutter out here in the world of YouTube because you would just be looked over, man. Which is why I'm always trying to go ahead and find different things I want to bring to the table. But it's not that easy because on YouTube, almost everything has been done. So, I mean, you just
Right?
got to make sure your personality shines through. And you are not one that lacks in the personality department at all. Shout out to Twisted Missy, by the way. That is my homie. Check her out as well. Shameless plugging is shameless. But
You gotta plug. You have to plug.
you have to
Everybody
plug.
plugs. Everybody plugs. You might as well.
If you don't plug, you have an issue. You have a problem. Okay? Which is why I going to plug my SoundCloud at the bottom of this video. I make mixtapes. No, I don't, people. But Johan does. Johan has a mixtape that he didn't let me be on. If you didn't watch my co-op with Misty, he denied my access to his mixtape, so I'm upset with him.
I actually addressed that in one of my videos, so I mean, I don't know which exact one because I've recorded a bunch of them today, but I addressed it in a video, so it's addressed. That will be addressed. So,
Oh my!
shameless, watch my channel.
Wait,
'Cause
so
it's
you're
addressed.
addressing the fact that I can't join the mixtape? Okay, I'm flagging that video for spam. Now, Johan, I know you're new to the league scene. You pretty much got your first wind of it because of the PMC, because Misty hit me up and wanted to join, and then you guys, I wouldn't say you guys are a package deal, but that she opened the door for you to meet me. So,
Right.
as far as leagues go, because you will be in PMC Season 2, and that's Wi-Fi, but
Yeah.
this one is Showdown, because not everybody has capture cards and way to record capture card content. What do you feel like you prefer? Because this is obviously your first league in general, and you're about to be on both sides of the spectrum.
I'm
From an outside looking in, which one do you say you'd prefer to do? Like, what do you like more?
I mean, brutally being honest, I really like capture card dramatically better. Um, for one, and this is just my personal opinion, so anybody who loves Showdown, charge it to me, not to my heart. Honestly, the hacks are really real on like Showdown, like things that that I've seen playing the game, and I know it's just a dice roll pretty much. It's just like the computers are so more giving with it. It's like, oh, paralyzed, paralyzed, boom, 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 and it's so annoying. It seems like to me, as opposed to taking the time, getting a Pokemon on one. I mean, and again, I'm not saying because I know people do gen them, and I know people do use power save to get the Pokemon the things that they want to have, and nothing against it. It's something about having that Pokemon and actually being able to, that when I'm not at my computer and I don't have like Wi-Fi on me, that if I have my DS and I go like Sun and Moon's gonna come out, and when it comes out, I'm gonna go to GameStop like everybody else, and I'm gonna buy my copy. And when I buy my copy, if I'm waiting in line and John Dorian's like, "Hey, you play Pokemon, I play Pokemon. You want to battle?" I don't have to be like, "Oh, yeah, I don't have cellular service in here because it's blocked or low signal and I can't battle." As opposed to me just whipping my DS out and just going for it.
Very in depth as to why I just don't like. Well, no, I'm lying. I like Showdown. It's just for league play. I prefer Wi-Fi because I put so much work
Church.
into my recordings anyway. So why not just go all out? I feel as if people like seeing Wi-Fi more than they like seeing Showdown. Like I'd much rather go watch a Wi-Fi battle. Like even with the GBA, when there's a situation where somebody has to battle it on Showdown, I'm like, oh man, Showdown. Not that I don't watch Showdown lives or anything like that. I love Showdown lives, but when it comes to league battles, I love myself a Wi-Fi league. Now,
I just really
oh yeah, go ahead.
just well before we switch the topic, I mean, I just really looking at everything, and I watched the GBA, I've watched the UCL with Nappy and all of them, and you know, eventually at some point, I hope that I'm big enough to be able to be like, yo, let's kick it, let's play a game, and I can play with one of them. And I don't want to have to necessarily do it on Showdown. I want to actually make sure my presence is felt and I'm on their DS. Being on their DS is such a better thing because every PokeTuber, every one of them, Nappy, Shady, any of them, and I don't want to name drop too many people, but they all play different games on their DS at time to time. And if I'm playing, heck, Monster Rancher, if it ever came out for the DS, and I'm just throwing a random game out because I see a Monster Rancher game case in front of me, I can go like, oh, you know what? I played with them before, and I'm doing some content. Yo, let's do this, and I can do it with them as opposed to Showdown. It's just one-stop shop.
No, I completely agree. As far as with the PokeTubers and stuff like that, I want to be seen as their equal. You know, I don't want to be seen as a fan. I don't want to be ignored just because they think I'm some annoying fan trying to get them to like notice me, senpai. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to sit at a dinner table with you and eat dinner as equals, not as, oh my god, I just met a fan that likes me at the meetup. No, that's why. That's not the main reason I'm striving to grow my channel. I just want to be I want to, like, even if a collaboration with one of the bigger guys never happens, I just want to be able to say they know who I am, like whether we're cool or not, they know of me. But I mean, I can't really say it's a pride thing. That's just something I want. I just want to be known as a PokeTuber.
I feel that would be so much better.
Yeah. It's all about equality, man. I don't like being seen as. I mean, obviously right now I'm a guppy in a freaking ocean, but.
I mean, it's not really an ocean. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's so much stuff going on in the world of Pokemon, and I know we're horribly off topic, so I'm going to digress back to topic here, but I'm going to say this last point. There's so much going on with Sun and Moon and people just trying to bide their time, and really, like you said earlier, just being authentic is going to make the difference. It's going to make you the next big PokeTuber in that ocean.
I like it. Now, the next two questions kind of don't really pertain to you because, again, this is your first league, so I'm just going to... Oh, excuse me, hiccups galore. I'm going to ask you, in a general sense, as far as just battling goes, what would you say is your greatest strength when it comes to battling?
Experience. That would be my best strength that I have. My best strength and my worst strength, to be honest with you. I played Pokemon since Blue. Like, my very first Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue, which I worked to get. Like, I literally cut yards and pulled weeds and washed windows. Legit washed windows at the BP gas station to get the extra, like, $14 I needed to get the money to buy the game. I bought the game, and that was the beginning of my time. And I was there from where a special meant your special attack and special defense to where it became special attack and special defense and everything else that came about with that. And having the experience and being around as much as I have, being able to go to regionals and, you know, watch actually, you know, bigger people when they were smaller or people who are no longer big that just bowed out gracefully. It's like you get that experience and you can come up with ideas or tricks of the trade to breed, you know, new tactics. Like with Misty, she's like my protege nonetheless. Her unpredictability makes her a threat.
Oh no, indeed, you are right. I mean, there was a lot of times where I tried to prep for her and I didn't know what she was gonna do, so I was kind of like, oh my goodness. All right, But so we have your strength. What would you say is your greatest weakness as far as battling goes?
Again, my experience. It's like my grandfather used to say, when you get so caught in your ways and I know this ain't gonna work, and then you say I'm not gonna do it, but then somebody else will take that idea that you're not going to do, or you're too stubborn to not do, and do it and works. You kind of just sit there with your mouth open, like, what? Like, I see with Misty, like, I'll be helping her by sparring with her, and she'll see a strategy that I used when I was a gym leader for a bunch of different Facebook leagues that I was in. Like, not like leagues, but, Facebook groups, being a gym leader. And she'll watch those strategies that I tried, and I'll be like, oh, I'm not using those anymore. Those are novice moves. I have different moves that I use, and she'll hit me with one of those moves, and I'm like, I thought that would never work again, and it clearly worked. And I wouldn't even think about it until she tells me, hey, look, this is where I got it from, and she pulls it up on her phone.
All right, not even bad, not even bad. So obviously, people, he's saying that his experience is both a blessing and a curse, and I can exactly see where he's coming from there. It's just adaptation is the main thing for Pokemon now. You have to be able to adapt to the times. But this is your first draft, so I know you're coming in kind of fresh. Do you have a plan? Like, do you have a blueprint as to what you're going to try to get when we get this draft kicked off?
Yeah, I have a really, really, really good idea of what I want. I have a really good idea of some backups, and if I don't get what I need now, I know with trading and, picking up free agents, I have a good idea on what I'll get. It just depends on what becomes available, when it becomes available, and how everything works out in the long run, really.
All right, not even bad, not even bad. Now, this is a little bit more about you. We're getting a little bit more in-depth on how you see Pokemon. What would you say is the most undervalued Pokemon?
The mascot, Pikachu.
So are you going to draft Pikachu because it's undervalued?
I probably won't draft him in the initial draft. I'll probably pick him up later in the season because as we speak, I'm still coming up with new tactics for, the mascot, and I have some pretty good ideas, and I've been testing them out against, just passerbyers. So depending on how they work and how it works will determine if he gets drafted later on or she gets drafted later on.
All right, people, look out for that Pikachu name drop. Oh my goodness, Pikachu might come through and make an appearance. Now, what would you say is the most overrated Pokemon?
The number one Pokemon in the world, the number one favorite Pokemon in the world, Greninja.
Wait. So you're the one that wants to draft Greninja super bad, especially if it was Protean. You drafted the blink of a hat, the blink of an eye. I don't know why I said hat if it was allowed in this format, but you think it's overrated?
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, Protean Greninja, that can't be in my league. No, it's gonna be so bad and broken. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, Greninja's a glass cannon. It's like, Greninja may be fast, but let's review, there's a lot of fast Pokemon. Sceptile's fast, but he's not, like, considered he needs to be banned. Typhlosion's fast. I mean, like, and I'm just doing starters. I mean, there are worse Pokemon that you should ban, and just looking at league formats, not even just, like, with the, UBC, but looking at other leagues that I've seen, just watching, I mean, people on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, 52 subscribers. Thank you guys for getting me there. I've watched a lot of people in different leagues, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I feel Greninja Protein should never be used." It's like, why? What is it doing to you? Like, what is it gonna do? He's gonna come out. There's a chance he might be faster than you, and he might get toxic spikes out, or he might hit you with waterfall. I mean, really, it depends on what Greninja you're going against. You're going with a special attacker, a physical attacker. It's really, I would draft it in a heartbeat because it's fun. I like Pokemon that are fun. I like Pokemon that appeal to me, and it is one of the Pokemon that appealed to me. It appealed to me when I first got the game, when I first got X and Y, and I looked at all the evolution stages to find out what Pokemon I was going to start with. I was like, oh yeah, that Frog Ninja, I'm using it. And now, not only since Protein's become a big thing, have people become afraid of it, but since, the anime is like emphasizing it, Greninja's everywhere, and everybody's like, oh yeah, keep Greninja out, keep him out, let's shut him out. It's like, that's not fair. It's not right. There's worse. Talonflame's not banned everywhere, and he has, Gale Wings Brave Bird.
All right, I mean, now this is coming from someone who is used to the format. For one, Talonflame isn't that big of an issue because Stealth Rocks take away half its health.
Yeah.
And as far as Greninja, it's not it's broken, but not because it's a glass cannon or anything like that. Yeah, you can kill it, but Protean makes it hard to prep for, especially with all of the Oras tutor moves. For example, let's say you know the person has Greninja. They're going to lead Greninja. So you're like, alright, I have an electric type. I'm just going to click Thunderbolt. And he clicks Spikes. He is now immune to your Thunderbolt. So it's like, it's stuff like that you have to take into account. Whatever move he clicks changes his type strictly to it. So
and I get that, and I understand that.
You can say, oh, I'll just send in a fighting type to click close combat. And he goes for Shadow Sneak. So it's like Greninja is too hard to prep for just because he can literally change his typing depending on what, especially when they know what you're going to bring. If they know all the threats that you'd have for Greninja, they can literally tailor its moveset so that you can't touch it. And I don't know. Especially since it's already Water Dark, so it already has two great stabs offensively.
Ooh, yeah.
And then the fact that you throw Protean Greninja on it, and somebody tries to send you an obvious check, you can just click a move that would either be immune to it or resist it, and bye-bye to your Greninja check.
I mean, it's just, for me personally, like I said, I've used Protean Greninja. I didn't use it immediately, like I said, when I got X and Y, I was with Torrent Greninja all the way up until I actually was like, you know what, I'm going to get a hidden ability Greninja. And when I finally did get the hidden ability Greninja, even still using it, I was still getting chin checked. It would be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to use Greninja, and I would do this. And it just really comes down to, it's a lot more work to prep for, and I understand that, but it's definitely killable. And that's one of the things I just feel like, I feel like it's overemphasized. Like, oh man, or people like, oh man, I'm going to shake in my boots. I don't know what to do. So that's all.
I definitely understand what you're saying. A lot of people, like, I'm one of the people that wanted to give Protean Greninja a try just to see, because I've never seen it in a league until I recently watched Miguel's season 3 of the GBA, and when he was in the D League, and he actually ripped them all new ones with Protean Greninja. But it's like it's too fast with it. It's too fast and has too good of coverage to be something that, especially since every move it clicks, it's stab. So every move it clicks is going to do more damage than normal. Now, the last two questions really don't apply to you because, again, you don't really know any of the people. So I just have one more question to end off this interview. Choice CJ was the champion of Season 2. He's obviously coming back to defend his title and try to grab the cup again. Are you going to allow him to defend his title? Like, are you going to allow him to repeat? Or are you going to be the new UBC Season 3 champion?
I really don't want to count my ducks before they hatch. I mean, in anything you go into, you want to win. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to say, you know what, I can get this. I can win. I can do it. Yeah. Shout out to Piccolo for that encouragement speech. However, what it really comes down to is, at the end of the day, you never know what your opponent's going to do. You never know what to expect. And no matter how much I love Pokemon, there's always that chance. Always that chance that I could have a bad week. I could go ahead and I could go out and say, oh, I hella prepped. I'm good. I'm ready to go. And the hacks just ain't with me today. You know, I go out there, I use Fire Blast just by chance. I'm just thinking of random moves. And it misses. And then that leaves me wide open for a hit, and I get hit. My big kahuna is done. And then I got to play catch up. Or I play real good, and, you know, it comes down to, hey, this last hit. And then I go ahead and I go for my hit, it misses, or they miss, or whatever happens. And next thing I know, it's just, oh man, it's over and done with. But I digress. Long story short, I would love to win. I would love to take his spot. No lie. I would love to come in and say, you know what, I'm winning this. This is mine. Too bad, y'all. You guys lose. I win. But that's not how I feel. I feel that I'm going to go in and I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to make whatever I can happen. And I will do my very best. And when I win, if I win, every fight, I will go ahead and congratulate my opponent and keep it going and keep it humble, because at the end of the day, this is more than just a league for me. This is an opportunity for me to branch out and meet more people like yourself and become friends. And that's what's more important to me.
You're absolutely right, man. YouTube is, for me at least, 100% about making new friends. But people, you've heard it here first. A very in-depth interview, my lord, brain fart, for a newcomer. So he pretty much gave you his insight from a newcomer coming into a format where it's near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love League format. But I'm not going to sit here and babble any longer. I am J Specs. This is Johan, and I'd like to say goodbye. I don't know about Johan. You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, if you guys are liking what we're doing and you loving how we're doing it, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to follow myself, Shinryu Johan Gaming. Follow J Specs, and follow the UBC, because it's going to be a good time.
You heard him. Hit that like button with all of that, like my boy Chili said. And we going to get out of here, people. Make sure to pay attention to all of the battlers and the analysts to stay up to date on this UBC season. Sub to UBC channel, as he was saying. And I hope you all have a nice day, alright? Bye-bye!
Peace.